Hey Ivana community, how's it going? So I wanted to make a video recapping my amazing trip to visit Josh from the Flipside Vinyl in Massachusetts, along with my good friend Chris Profi. And I had meant to do this video actually in the comfort of my own home. However, after multiple delays trying to fly out of Providence, today they canceled my flight, and so I am now not leaving until the morning. And I'm not here to talk about my travel woes, and I'm not even going to mention the airline who screwed me around all day on Sunday, Delta Airlines. But I did want to do a little recap of the amazing experience that I had, and also talk a little bit about one of the things that Chris Profi and I were talking about. So absolutely amazing. Josh, his music room is so fantastic. It's like the perfect man cave. He has wall-to-wall vinyl and CDs, and he's got amazing Lucero posters, some amazing Slayer artwork on his walls. But it's always so cool when you have seen somebody talking about music on their channel, and it almost feels like you're visiting. I always say this, like when I visited Aaron, it feels like you're visiting a movie set when you actually get to go behind the scenes and see for yourself everybody's music room and their collections, get to pull records out, get to look at their cassettes, look at all the artwork that you don't always get to see on their channel. But I really was blown away, and I know Chris was blown away too. But Josh, again, we had such a great time visiting Purchase Street Records and visiting also some thrift shops. We hit a couple of Savers. We hit a couple of record/comic book stores that was called Time Capsules. And there was another record store, I don't remember exactly the name, that was thrown in there, but I did my crate digging video on it. But one of the things that Chris Profi and I were talking about yesterday, because we bought so many records in Providence, was, we really need to purge a lot of records that we don't listen to make room for these new records that we bought. And so we were kind of having a discussion about, well, where would you start when you're looking to kind of purge records from your collection? Number one, why are you purging? For me, it's to save space. And number two, because there's a lot of records that I have that I just don't listen to. I bought them when my collection was smaller and I had room. And now that my collection has outgrown the space that I have in my home, I really need to start thinking hard about which albums am I going to be getting rid of. And for me personally, the albums that I would get rid of would be albums that are minimal in value. I'm talking like $2, $3 records. Example of some artists, Jackson Browne is an artist that I appreciate. Jackson Browne. I am not here to hate on Jackson Browne. I've got way more Jackson Browne records than I ever need, than I ever will listen to. Same for Linda Ronstadt. Love Linda, love her voice, but I just don't listen to them. I have them in my collection because I know there's so many other people in the VC that talk about Linda Ronstadt and love her. And I'm not here to say I don't like Linda Ronstadt, but if I get a greatest hits collection of her on CD, that's going to do me just as well. I am never probably going to be playing some of the Linda Ronstadt records that I have. Another artist would be Elvis. There was a time when I was buying, anytime I would see a cool looking Elvis record, I would buy it up, but then I would never go to play it. And I think if I had to have 3 Elvis records in my collection that I would probably play, it would be Golden Records Volume 1, Golden Records Volume 2, which is the one where he's in the gold lame suit. I think it was called like 10 Million Elvis Fans Can't Be Wrong or something like that. And then possibly Elvis, the Memphis record from Elvis in Memphis. But other than that, I'm not listening to any Elvis. I'm not listening to, I don't have Aloha in Hawaii, but if I did, I wouldn't listen to it. I've got some live stuff, like I've got Elvis 1970, and I've got the Back in Memphis and Live in Vegas, which I think I've listened to it once, but it's just not a record that I find I'm ever in the mood to play. But that's part of the completist in me. Once I buy a record by an artist, suddenly I feel compelled anytime I see another record by them that I have to immediately buy it. And so I need to just, I think, take another look at my record collection, and I need to start getting rid of some of these records that are not going to increase in value at all, and that I just don't listen to. They're taking up space. I'm not going to listen to them. And so I'm wondering, are there any records in your collection that are taking up space, but you just haven't had the heart to part with? And then I guess, what am I going to do with these records? So I'm putting it out there. If anybody wants some Elvis records, some Linda Ronstadt records, some Jackson Browne. I have Late for the Sky in the Shrink. It's in immaculate condition, and I want to find a good home for it. Somebody who will actually listen to it, somebody who will appreciate it. I'm trying to think if there's any other artists that, like I parted with some of my Doobie Brother records because I just don't listen to them. So anyway, that's sort of, the discussion that Chris and I had throughout the weekend. But anyway, I hope you are doing well. I got to get some shut-eye. I have to be back at the airport at 3:30 in the morning to catch a 5:30 flight. So hope you are doing well, and that's all for me.